Timelock time. Welcome back into Timelock, guys. It has been a while since we've done a live episode. I've done like 3 or 4 voiceover videos before this. Well, this one's weird because I still need to do another voiceover episode before this one goes out. So this is being done in a strange order. But welcome back. If you haven't seen the last episodes, there's a lot of progress going on. I want to show you guys. So first off, we now have a room over here. This is a very exciting thing. As you can see, the plan for this room is going to be storage, and then we're going to have our door go off that way for something. I haven't filled the middle in yet because I wanted to do some progress with you guys and some other things, and we'll head down there. Next thing, over this way, we have this open. This is going to end up being closed. I'll probably put something little over here, but this is just left open for now because I ran out of blocks, so it looks like a doorway, but it won't be one, I promise. Then we'll make our way down because there are a couple of things here. These are gonna be where ladders go, and so this is the only one that we have right now. So basically, this is gonna be the big middle room when it comes to this place, and I'm not sure what we're gonna put here yet. And I don't even know if we're gonna have an entrance out to this way or not. We may have one that leads out this way. Yeah, but this will be the layer here. So now let's drop down to the very bottom layer. This is the farthest down. This is the one that I dug out in one of the episodes. You can see that. So there's a lot going on. All the torches are from the original spots before I dug down. Because yep, up right here is where the ground was, and then this is how deep we ended up going with it on this side. But so the plan for down here might end up just being like bulk storage, like cobblestone, stuff like that. But that's not where this is done. We're gonna have a hallway going out this way, and there's also gonna be a hallway going out this way, marked by the slab and this slab. This one was just done already. Then this leads over this way to something I was struggling with for a while, because this leads into where the kitchen was. And so the original idea was going to be to, combine these like that, but I can't go higher on the roof because of the area we dropped down, if you remember, like 10 or 15 episodes ago. So that was a no-go. So then I pivoted and I was like, okay. I was like, oh, what if I empty out this way? I broke this wall down. It's like, okay. And then so I even thought about moving the kitchen and stuff to a different area because these two areas might not be suited for, what I want to do for it down the line. So I sat there, I was thinking, I went back and forth. I was even going to move the stuff up there, and I wasn't happy with it. So my solution I'm not the happiest with, but I think will work is it's going to be a staircase downwards. This is going to go above one of the hallways, and then it'll come out to here. And this goes to the downstairs hallway, which leads to over here. If you see where we're at. So yeah, this is where we're at right here. So what I'm thinking is that leads to down here. And then down the line, if we get a better entrance in, we should do that. But this makes the most sense for the moment, and I feel like this is what we're gonna rock with. And then you walk up these stairs, and it leads right into this room, which I think should work. I'm still workshopping everything, but I think that's gonna be what we go with, just so we can get a move on with this project. Next thing up is going to be this area, this pond. I have plans for I have already reshaped this ground, as you can see from this going over. This was me planning how big this is gonna be. And then also, some more planning that I ended up doing actually was if we walk up here to under the bridge, we have this too. So the actual river bed itself has been planned up to here. And then from here, I'm not sure what I want to do yet. So this is where I left it off. But yeah, we even have all this to dig out too. So as you're seeing, there is a lot planned, and there's a lot that's gonna end up happening. So super cool to see all this stuff. I wanted to show you guys all that progress. So also something that we're gonna have to tackle and deal with is over here. Yeah, so I think you can see what we got going on. So we got a couple trees that are gonna need taken care of. So yeah, we were talking about didn't have enough wood. Well, that problem's about to be fixed, and we're about to use tons of it anyway. So we plant all these trees. There's about a stack of trees placed. So yeah, that's one thing we're also gonna have to deal with. So that is everything I had to show. Now let's head upstairs and we can start working on a couple things. Something else I am thinking of is definitely replacing this with sandstone is what I'm eventually planning on doing with it. Oh, and also, one final thing is if you didn't see episodes before that, we torched all the way out there. So now mobs only spawn over there around like that little area and then over that way. The mobs aren't actually bothering us too much again, which is nice. So yeah. So what I'm thinking we do today is I'm going to finish this top part and we can do this platform and then we can possibly do the flooring down there. We'll just see where it ends up taking us to because it's not a crazy amount to do. Just I wanted to leave some progress to do on camera so that all of it wasn't done over the course of me. It's like, oh hey, I did some off-camera stuff. I recorded it and I talked over some of it, but it doesn't do itself justice when you want to do it on camera, I should say. I even said this in one of the talking episodes. It's like I actually stopped myself from playing because I wanted to make so much progress. It's like, okay, no, we actually gotta record some of it because of how much change is happening. So that's it for this room. This room was pretty simple. And oh, I guess I'll talk about this real quick. So the chests, you can't put chests next to each other, and you can't put chests on top of each other because they're full blocks. So you got to do it this way, or you could probably alternate it and put chests here too, I'm guessing. Yeah, you could also put chests there. So at least for the moment, I want to rock with the chest being like this, and then we have the store open for whatever we plan on going this way. I keep looking at the hill, and I really want to do something with it, but I'm not exactly sure what yet. So that will, of course, be workshopped like every other idea we have in this world. But let's head on down. I say first thing we do is let's cover this back wall. Because if we cover this, we don't have to worry about anything getting us. And another thing I was not sold on is what to do for these walls. Because we just use so much wood, and it's like, okay, do we go away from the wood, or do we just embrace the wood? Because that's like, all we got to use. So that's one thing that I've definitely been thinking on too. Is like, okay, do we like future proof this build at all, and we start doing things that aren't not wood or things that we can easily replace? And I feel like a lot of stuff will end up being replaced down the road. Give it 5, 10 years, I'll be like, you know what? I'm sick of looking at this. We're gonna redo all of this. I guarantee that'll end up happening, but it will just depend. Okay, two off, but okay. Now this back wall is done now. That looks better. And then another thing, which I didn't speak about, is we are gonna have a deck come off of this and go over this pond. That's been on the docket since went to go frame this area out. Doing that, I gotta make sure that we end up doing that. Um, let's. I guess we just continue with this since all of this is gonna need removed now. So as you see, I've made the switch over to crap, mostly diamond tools now. Crazy enough. Didn't think I was ever going to end up doing that, but it's recently been the trend that we've been running with is only for shovels and pickaxes, but still they're expensive and I've already went through one shovel and now this is gonna be our we'll be hanging on to our second pickaxe soon. That's why I got some diamonds in my inventory ready to use those. But it makes me a little like crap. I don't like using my diamond supply because they're rare. I don't have tons of them. But again, it's not a big deal because we can just do some more mining episodes, which is nice to just go mining sometimes, especially when it's night and you want to build and you can't. You're like, okay, cool, we're guess we're going mining for the rest of the episode, and then I guess it does come a bit predictable. Oh well. And the good thing is, I start getting rid of these freaking mining torches. I got so many of them. Yeah, the good thing about this is now it's gonna be a really quick project. Now the next couple episodes, it's just going to be the filling in because it took forever to do the framing. That's what really killed me is having to plan out the dimensions and how high I wanted it and the length of the rooms and all that kind of stuff. And I guess what I want to put in the rooms and other stuff like that can wait, luckily, for when it's all done. But the storage really just stuck out to me because I've been needing a spot for storage, and like I've said, I don't want it underground, which is the only reason I didn't put it down in that massive waterfall that we made. Only because I know it's gonna be a pain to end up getting to if we just keep using that, if we have to go down that waterfall every time. And especially with the world expanding out more and more. What the heck? It makes more sense to me if we were to just make it in one of the base areas. So like wherever our room ends up being, we can walk from our room to the storage and then out to, what we have planned for the episode. That's what at least, made the most sense to me in the moment when I was designing everything. Well, designing in air quotes because it's me just thinking and then just building because there's no building stuff off camera or planning stuff. It's like I gotta do everything in this world. Let's torch this area up. That should be good. It does look better now that they're actual rooms that have just a giant pit, which I've fallen down about 20 times. The next thing we gotta do is go down again. That just sounded like a creeper taking damage. Where was that? I don't have my earbud in, so maybe I missed something? Maybe I need to put my earbud in so I can hear this. Give me a second. Sure, it sounds like a creeper taking damage. I could be crazy. Okay, earbud in now. So if anything happens, I'm ready for it. Down here, just a chicken. These mobs jump scare me because I expect it to be like a mob and it's just a freaking cow walking off in the distance because I forget how often animals spawn in alpha. But what we need to do real quickly is one, two. We just need three. That's not horrible. Use dirt. So if we just make one ladder, we at least can use half of the ladders going up and down, which I say is a good enough compromise for the moment. So we'll have one extra stick, something random, just like that. Perfect. Now we can get up and down without having to take damage every single. So I say the next thing we do. Hmm. So something I was really thinking about when I was uh, making the outside was I wasn't gonna block off this. Like I was gonna keep that. I feel like if I did, it would be really weird to just show having dirt in the wall, I guess is the best way of putting it. It'd be weird if it was like that. So yeah, we're gonna have to end up replacing that, which is fine. It's not a big deal. Still give the illusion from the outside. I also want to figure out what I want to do for down here. I think the walls being cobble again, I would be happy with, and then we move to the floor being wood stuff. But idea, what if we have some type of symmetry in this room so that this goes across all the way across the room, and then we put the half slabs here, and we make the oh, really? Ladders counts full blocks? Okay. So my idea is, what if we keep this like the path, make this like whatever the pathway is gonna be, and then the outside can be like what the actual room is. So then it can feel like a walkway of some type. I'd just make the room just feel a bit different. That's really what we're going for, because the problem is everything has such a similar feel to. You want to try to break it up somehow and be like, okay, yeah, this room can be like this, so it has a slightly different feel. I've tried doing that with some stuff. Obviously, some rooms don't work. Like we've seen the gravel room. We know it doesn't work out the best all the time, but sometimes it does. Problem is, this whole bottom is just going to be cobble. This whole room, that's fine. Honestly, I can't get too worked up about it being all cobble because it's underground. Is the point of this? So now we can start boxing this chicken. What are we doing? We ain't got time for all this chicken. It's gonna get really dark in here really quickly. Oh my chicken, I'm going to kill you. Um, well, the way I feel about it is I feel like this might just continue on if we build more. We got this little hill right here, which could lead to something. Because realistically, I see the base taking up this area. Is at least the blueprint in my head I see for it. It's like, yeah, I feel like it has enough. I don't know, I was gonna say muscle, the first thing popped in my head, but it has enough juice to expand and take that much area without it feeling too overcrowded. Is at least the way I want to think of it. Flowers, kill the wildlife. This means last little bit we need to do for the time being is that. Okay, so now this room is enclosed. First thing I want to do is move the torches onto this, since I'm going to have to break everything and I want at least a couple torches around. Next thing we gotta do is finish this too. So we only need 18 more of these. Change is 6, that's not too bad. And it's an even number. If I counted right, of course. We can't overlook that. And yeah, great progress for today, I will say. Exciting. Last thing I want to do before we end up ending this one is I want to dig out this area. I'm probably going to have to pickaxe these expensive things. But yeah, guys, great progress. If you're still watching, what do you guys think I should put in these middle rooms? I'm up to your guys' ideas for it, because um after we get some stuff done up top, we do some moving, and then I work on this tunnel. I'll probably take a little break from this area and go work on the pond and things like that I have planned, because a lot of stuff needs attention. I can't just ignore all of it. Just most of it I can ignore. We're gonna have like no wood after this. Because I feel like sandstone would look nice on the outside part. I'm just trying to add sandstone so stuff looks nicer, I feel like. And just 7 more is needed at the end. Cool. So just like that, we have that area blocked in. That area blocked in. This area having a floor on it, and the back wall. I guess those 2 extra blocks I could have put there. And now this is done. It feels better not having that giant gaping hole, especially now that we finished. The ladder's going all the way to the bottom. So I think this is a great spot to leave it. Thank you guys for joining me today. And next time we're gonna work on finishing the basement and getting rid of this giant torch span. But that's all for me. Till next time. Bye.